Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Tengu Otogi Zoushi. So let's get a little bit more of his story going here. We've been having fun with him. He took us out on the town and seems to be protecting us against another, well, who we know to be Asahi-san. Anyway, let's continue on. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
I'll keep that a secret. Don't you think a man with mysteries is more attractive?
Chitose-san made a meaningful smile and flapped his wings.
That unplanned disturbance took us too much time. We need to hurry to the mansion.
We returned to the area dense with noble family mansions. Eventually, I recognized a familiar building. We flew down and landed in the garden without a sound.
We were just on time.
The moment we flipped the screen and stepped into the room, the illusion shaped like me disappeared. In the nick of time, on the floor was just a piece of hair. It's gone.
Well, I should head back now, or Kohaku will start making a fuss.
Oh, he needs to grow up sometime. Let him make a fuss. Thank you for everything today.
The pleasure's all mine. Although we had some interruption, I'm serious about making you my wife.
What about Yamabuki? He flipped the screen while saying those words. What?
I will hear your answer next time. Alright, Sumire, take care.
Don't you slide off that screen! Come back here! Chitose-san left a smile burned into my mind as he flew away. I couldn't move a step until he passed out of my sight. And more skipping that second dream. And now Fox Boy's here. A great wind burst toward the man. The man made a long step back and punched his hand up into the sky. Eee! A white thunderbolt hit the man, but was repelled by an invisible shield. The sound of a bird's wings followed.
So, you blocked my attack.
I didn't expect Chitose to come here. I thought it was going to be father and my fiancé again. Chitose-san! I opened my eyes to see Chitose-san guarding me.
I'm glad I hurried here, knowing you were in danger.
Thank you for saving me. Was it another premonition?
Thank me after I'm done with him.
Chitose-san charmingly winked and faced the man. Be careful. You could have hurt me, you know. That was the idea. A bright laughter sounded from behind the smoke. You damaged my favorite set of kimono. He laughed, narrowing his eyes. A beast's ears and 3 tails? He had pointy beast ears the same color as his hair and had 3 tails. Just like a fox. Indeed, I am a fox Ayakashi. The man nodded and made an elegant bow. My name is Asahi, the fox Ayakashi. His smile was gentle, but had an evil sense behind it. Asahi-san? Correct. Seeing him answer with a smile, Chitose-san stepped aside to cover my body.
Was it you who sent the Izunas the other day?
Correct. I was surprised to see a Tago Tengu beside her.
I knew it. I heard you were in the land of the East. When did you return?
Do you know Asahi-san, Chitose-san?
Oh, well, sort of. He is famous even among the evil foxes for his vicious acts.
Chitose-san answered without looking back. So he's basically Loki.
How mean of you. You're hurting my feelings. Your lies are not funny. Leave.
Chitose-san waved his right hand to reveal his staff. There's no other human with such strong Kengi power. Are you going to eat me? Asahi-san blinked several times at my words and burst out laughing. Oh, I would never do such a thing.
I hear Fox Ayakashi are getting fewer and fewer. So is the Tengu. Are you planning to make her bear your children?
What?
I'm surprised. You seem to know everything.
Asahi-san opened his eyes wide in amazement. I heard Kurama Tengu took her away, so I thought I would do the same. I'm not a tool to give birth to your children. I glared at him, but Asahi-san narrowed his eyes. I will love you the way I can. Humans marry each other without love, don't they? Asahi-san was right. Girls of noble families were to marry the ones chosen by their parents, or marry a man that would come to visit her to make love for 3 consecutive nights.
She would be giving birth to Ayakashi. What counts is her feelings, is it not?
Don't make me laugh. After all, you're also after her powers. The air surrounding Asahi-san sharpened like a knife.
I won't deny, I was interested in the girl Kurama Tengu fell for.
So, you're no different than me.
However, I'm fond of her personality. The more I know, the more I'm attracted. Don't think it's the same.
Chitose-san glanced at me and made a slight smile.
Although you've put everyone to sleep, it's no good to wreak havoc on this mansion.
Chitose-san tapped my shoulder with his staff, and a large cracking noise sounded. I can move? My body was suddenly light. Chitose-san must have broken the spell. Thank you, Chitose-san.
What?
As soon as I knew, my body floated and flew next to Asahi-san. The two Izunas were grabbing my body.
Sumire!
You want to go somewhere else? All right, follow me. Chitose-san! Help! Asahi-san and the Izunas grabbing my body easily jumped over the walls. Fading out. Jumping from roof to roof of the noble mansions, Asahi-san kept running. Let go!
I can't. I'm sure I won't be able to deceive Otogi Tengu so easily.
What do you mean?
If I stay around here, this place will turn into an ocean of flames.
What? Asahi-san made a meaningful smile, but talked no more. Asahi-san entered an abandoned mansion. Where am I? I saw a dirty ceiling. Spiderwebs were everywhere, and everything was dusty.
This place should do.
There was no sign of anybody else in the dark room. Dust was all over the floor, and the walls were cracked here and there. It seemed like some time had passed since the place was abandoned.
Let's see how Otogi Tengu comes.
Asahi-san moved in front of the bamboo screen, half torn apart, and laughed happily. Where are we?
This is Ukyo.
That's the place with poor civil security, right? There were many mansions, big and small, in the 2nd to 4th streets of Sakyo where I lived. Ukyo had poor soil, and there were many of these kinds of homes. Mansions no longer inhabited were taken by burglars or ayakashi. I have to go home. It would be dangerous to stay in this place. I tried to stand up, but the two Izunas on my sides pulled back my sleeves.
Oh, it's almost 4 o'clock.
Asahi-san looked at the stars and muttered, What does that mean? What are you saying?
What would humans think if he behaves violently without casting a spell of invisibility?
Asahi-san smiled happily at my nervous look.
At 4, the noblemen would start to wake up to get ready to attend the palace.
If Chitose-san was seen, people would panic at the Ayakashi. Onmyoji will be summoned from the palace to kill him. Why can't he just recast his invisibility spell? And besides, he's probably not there anymore. He's come to look for us, I'm sure. Are you trying to kill Chitose-san without using your strength? I felt rage in my head, glaring at Asahi-san.
No human will be able to kill Otogi Tengu.
Then why are you doing this?
Because I hate both of them, humans and Tengu.
I blinked, not able to understand his words.
I would love it if Otogi Tengu disappears.
Why do you hate the Tengu so much?
Well, long ago, a white fox of the city and a Tengu put their powers together to condemn me to the East Lands.
A white fox?
Fox Ayakashi that do good things based on the human scale. I do evil, so they call me Wild Fox.
I don't know, he didn't really seem all that evil in his own route. But then again, maybe he turned a new leaf because of me. The Tengu that condemned you. Asahi-san smirked and nodded.
The Otogi Tengu.
So it was Chitose-san.
Well, I obtained Ukon and Sakon thanks to going to the east.
Asahi-san looked at his Izunas. Do you still hate Chitose-san?
Hate? Ridiculous. I want to kill that scum.
So he loathes him. Asahi-san made a face of rage and twitched his lips. I could see how strong the hatred was. I have no idea what happened in the past. I made a fist not to be afraid of him. But I can't trust somebody who can make such an awful smile.
Oh, all women say they love this face, though.
It is a pretty face. Your smile may be pretty, but there are no feelings inside. His smile was just a move of his facial muscles. I could see that his eyes weren't laughing. They say symmetrical, but they're definitely asymmetrical. His asymmetrical eyes were always nesting a cruel light, examining others. I would never be your wife.
Well said, Sumire.
Chitose-san landed in the abandoned garden. Chitose-san!
My apologies to have kept you waiting.
Chitose-san said with a smile and looked at Asahi-san.
I'm here to take Sumire back.
Chitose-san blasted a strong wind at Asahi-san. Are you sure you want to release her powers? This place will collapse and she'll be crushed. Asahi-san created a shield with his right hand. Chitose-san answered without a change of expression.
Then I shall attack only you.
Chitose-san leapt close to Asahi-san in an instant. Asahi-san had no time to prepare himself as Chitose-san struck Asahi's solar plexus with his staff. The moment Asahi-san lost balance, Chitose grabbed his chest and shoved his knee into him.
Here comes some more.
Chitose gathered some wind in his left hand to create a small ball of compressed wind and smashed it into Asahi-san's back. The floorboards crushed beneath Asahi's body. Grrr. The Izanas on my sides challenged Chitose-san.
Back off, scum.
Chitose-san waved his staff, and a pillar of light attacked the Izanas from beneath. Yeep! As soon as the light surrounded the Izanas, there was nothing left of them but ashes. Oh, the poor things! Ukon! Sakon! Seeing his familiars burned before his eyes, Asahi-san cried out.
You feel sadness for the death of your familiars?
You! Asahi-san growled at Chitose-san, who was looking down at him dryly. Asahi-san stood up and slashed his right hand horizontally. Instantly, Chitose-san held his staff in front of his chest, but his kimono was cut open, and a horizontal slash was made on his chest. Chitose-san! Asahi-san's nails instantly grew long to form a sharp knife. How dare you kill my familiar! Asahi-san slashed down his sharp nails in rage.
So that is your real face, hidden under your smile of lies.
The sound of Chitose-san's staff and Asahi-san's nails clashing into each other echoed through the room.
Huh.
Chitose's stroke of his staff crushed Asahi-san's nails.
Got you.
The nails that were shattered grew again, sneaking through Chitose-san's staff and stabbing through his side. Eeh! I screamed out, seeing blood leak onto Asahi-san's nails.
You!
Chitose struck Asahi-san's face with his staff.
Fox!
A bright white light dashed through with his yell. Asahi reached out to create a shield and shattered the light before it hit him.
Can't you do anything better than just guard yourself?
Chitose-san created arrows of light with his staff and unleashed them all at once. Asahi-san avoided the arrows with great speed, and the arrows hit the floor and walls behind him.
It's my turn.
Multiple balls of blue flame appeared as Asahi-san called out. They rushed toward Chitose-san. Yikes! Their powers crashed into each other's, creating a blast of wind, and I was blown back to the wall. Isn't it tough to fight while you're controlling your powers? If you release your power, this building will fall apart. Asahi-san made an evil smile and created more fireballs. Let's finish this. The flames attacked Chitose-san. That moment, a lightning bolt penetrated the ceiling and struck down. A great thunder sounded, and I covered my face with both hands. What happened? Slowly I opened my eyes to see a hole in the ceiling, and above it was the dark sky.
Finish what? Don't make me laugh.
Chitose-san quietly answered and stepped forth.
Who do you think I am? I am the head of the Tengu, and the greatest of all great Tengu in Japan.
His echoing voice made the atmosphere chill down, and I was overwhelmed.
Know your own self.
As he finished his words, his eyes started to emit a dazzling light. Ah! From the floor where Asahi stood emerged a white pillar of light. Trapped inside, Asahi-san screamed out in pain. Every moment, cuts and bruises appeared all over his body, and blood spilled. As the light eventually dimmed out, Asahi-san collapsed.
Sumire, you alright?
Chitose-san flapped his wings and came to my side. Yes. Chitose-san, how about you? You're hurt.
This is nothing but a paper cut.
A paper cut? It's just a flesh wound. It's not. Let me see it. I crouched to see where he was stabbed.
I'm alright. Please, don't worry.
But, whoa! Chitose-san spread his arms and hugged me.
Well, I'm so relieved you were alright.
I owe you, Chitose-san. I put my arms around his body.
You're making me jealous.
And you're still moving? Asahi-san stood up, staggering, and wiped the blood from his mouth. Stop it, Asahi-san!
Well, you may say so, but I don't want to give up on you.
He made a big unnatural shrug.
Go, Fox. Next time I'll chop your head off.
All right, I can't fight any longer. Asahi-san looked at me and smiled.
See you again, Sumire-san.
A blue flame emerged around Asahi-san before I could answer. He vanished. Asahi-san was no longer there when the flame disappeared.
Ugh.
Are you okay, Chitose-san? Chitose made a face of pain and leaned over on me. I tried to hold him up, but he fell to his knees. You're sweating. There was a lot of sweat on his face.
I'm sorry.
He panted while saying so in agony. Wipe his sweat away. Does it hurt? I asked while wiping his sweat with my sleeve.
You're so kind.
Chitose-san narrowed his eyes and took my hand.
I used too much of my powers. A little rest and I'll be okay.
Really?
Yes.
He said so, but he was all pale. Are you lying to me? I looked at him nervously, and he kissed me on the back of my hand. Oh, Chitose-san.
You're so sweet to worry about me, but there's no need.
He gave me another kiss. Please, let go.
Oh, what a shame. I would have liked to touch you more.
So would I. But it's not that kind of game. He gave a bitter laugh and released my hand.
You've made some showdown, Chitose.
I looked up to the sound of wings to see Kohaku-san in the air. Kohaku-san?
They're in quite a panic because a lightning bolt struck in fine weather.
Kohaku-san landed and faced Chitose-san.
That's not good. We have to leave here at once or the humans will come.
Myoji and priests will be here any minute.
Kohaku-san said the rest. We can't just let them see you. Let's get out of here.
Before that, I have to take you back to the mansion.
Please, let me stay a while longer. I took Chitose-san's sleeve as he stood up.
Daybreak is near. The people in your mansion will wake up, and they'll worry.
You're hurt because of me. Let me treat your wounds. I made up my mind not to move a step until he said yes.
I'll take you home as soon as we finish. Will that be okay?
Yes, thank you.
Are you sure?
Kohaku-san made a dubious frown.
If that's what Sumire wishes, I have no problem.
Oh gosh. Alright then.
Giving a deep sigh, Kohaku-san floated into the air.
Shall we go, Sumire?
Yes. I put my hand on his. We floated into the air and out of the hole in the ceiling. And fading off again. We arrived at Otago Mountain, where we entered the great pine tree to treat his wounds. And it looks just like, the other mountain. Tengu houses are all the same, aren't they? It's funny she should mention that.
Tengu live in great trees of cedar and pine.
But this place is way bigger than his.
Kohaku-san said so and started the fireplace. There's a fireplace in the tree hollow. Inside was room more than enough for the three of us.
The space inside is altered by my spell to make it larger than it actually is.
So it's a room of holding. He smiled and continued.
Isn't this enough space to live in?
You're trying to convince me again, aren't ya? Your spells are really unimaginable, Chitose-san. I saw smoke going up and looked down at the fire. Please let me treat your wound. That's what I'm here for, after all. I hesitantly asked Chitose-san as he took off his ripped kimono.
Oh, yes, please. Can you take that medicine box over there?
I took up the box, the size of my palm that he pointed at. Inside was an ointment with a very strange green-brown color. What is this?
It's Gainura, a medical plant grown in Otago. The leaves stop bleeding, and the root can be made into a tonic.
Chitose-san took some bandages that Kohaku handed over. I wiped off the blood around his ribs, sterilized the wound with sake, and rubbed the ointment on. Does it hurt?
No, I'm alright.
It's just a flesh wound after all. Chitose-san shook his head to my question and wrapped the bandage around him.
I'll go check for signs of that fox Ayakashi.
Kohaku-san threw Chitose-san's ripped kimono in a corner and left. I'm sorry I made you get hurt. Chitose-san was putting on a new kimono when I lowered my head to apologize and he stopped.
It's not your fault. The fox is to blame.
But
our bodies heal much faster than humans. A wound like this should be okay in a few days.
Really?
After all, I am a Tago Tengu.
Chitose put his hand on his hip and said boldly, I'm relieved. I sighed in relief and made a slight smile.
Ugh.
Chitose-san? Chitose-san suddenly held his chest.
I'm alright. I'm just a little tired.
Are you trying to get some sympathy here? But you're all pale. Chitose-san's face was all pale, and his breath was fast. Maybe the wound was quite deep.
No, that's not it. Our lifespan is coming to an end.
No! We just met you! Why did you ask me to marry you if your lifespan's coming to an end? Why would you put me through that? What? I didn't understand what he was saying.
I'm close to death.
My body stiffened at his straight confession. What do you mean by death? I knew my voice was trembling.
It depends on the mountain. But the mountain loses its power and goes into sleep at fixed intervals. That's when a Tengu dies.
I didn't know what that interval would be, but they must live longer than humans.
I'm a great Tengu over 1,000 years old.
1,000? But you're so young. I could feel my face twitching.
Tengu don't grow old. We keep our young figures.
Chitose-san merrily laughed, but soon made a strict face.
But we're not immortal. It's time for a Tago mountain to sleep.
I didn't like it when he laughed with such a resigned face. I reached out both hands and hugged him tight.
When the guardian Tengu approaches the end of his lifespan, he prays to God to give birth to the next Tengu and raises him.
Chitose-san patted my back softly and continued.
I've lived for too long. I must pass the mountain on to the next generation.
Again, why did you ask me to marry you then? Does Kohaku know? Does Kohaku know about this?
No, he doesn't.
Why don't you tell him?
I don't want to see his face in agony. You may not think so, but I'm a coward.
Chitose-san made a bitter face and moved away. What will he do if you leave him without saying anything?
Good point. Will you tell him for me?
No, don't be a coward. That's your job. Chitose-san! His joking tone made me frustrated.
Please don't look at me like that. I shall tell him when the time comes.
Really? I sent him a dubious glance, but Chitose-san nodded.
Please, keep this a secret until then.
All right, I won't tell Kohaku-san.
Thank you, Sumire.
Chitose-san faced the fireplace and put in some logs.
He's such a poor boy.
Chitose-san continued, with his eyes locked on the fire.
16 years ago, the monks of Enryakuji invaded Hiei Mountain and killed the former Hei Tengu.
Okay, actually we're going to end this video here because I think we will go ahead and do one more video. I think this can actually stretch out into one more video before an ending. So yeah, let's save the rest for one more. I'm liking this story. I hope Chitose doesn't have to die. I mean, he has a good end and a bad end. And I really wish I could share those with you because it's so much more fun to go through these things with other people, but oh well, can only do so much. Well, anyway, we have one more video and a couple more experiences to go through with him, so hope to see you there or in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.